coming at you this morning, July 28th. And you know, fun fact, the Bedford Area Chamber has been in business since 1939. Over 82 years service in Bedford area, including all of Central Virginia. And that is going to be part of what we're going to be talking about today, Central Virginia, and all that we have to offer through CVCC and their different programs, the CTE Academy. All that they offer is going to be so important. So stay tuned for that to come later in the show. But this morning, you know, there was a fire last night. Good morning, Woody.
Well, good morning. How are you?
Woody Watts Creative. Thank you so much for having us on today and promoting the chamber and our community, all that we have to offer for our businesses and the entire community. How are you?
I am good. How are you doing on this beautiful Wednesday?
Oh my gosh, it was so gorgeous. After the rain and the storm last night was so loud. I mean, it was coming down. Did you hear it?
Oh yeah, our dogs don't let us not hear a storm.
Don't miss it because they hate it.
Yeah, they do. But it was kind of nice. I like going to bed with rain or a little thunderstorm. You know, I mean, not a big one, but it was good. I mean, it wasn't bad where I was, but I know that other areas it was intense.
It was where I was. It was totally intense. So also there was a fire. I heard that the Forest Volunteer Fire Department went to a house in Forest at after 1 this morning. Huh. And I hope everything was okay. Yeah. They're always, of course, on call, and you never know, but it was from lightning.
Oh, wow. Well, I hate to hear that.
So it was a bad one, but hopefully all is okay with that. And so it is now Wednesday, July 28th, and we've got celebrations. What do we have, Woody?
Oh, gosh. Today, yesterday was a really fun day. We missed that one, but today is not too bad.
We're always one day off.
Yeah. Tuesdays are usually good days. Today is National Milk Chocolate Day, so I will be celebrating that day.
Absolutely
celebrating that. Buffalo Soldiers Day. I had to look up something on this.
Oh, yes.
It is Buffalo Soldiers Day on July 28th commemorates the formation of the first regular Army regiments comprising African-American soldiers in 1866. So that's a good day. Today is a good day for that. And then National Water Park Day.
Awesome.
I will not be celebrating National Water Park Day.
Well, it's going to be hot enough, I'm sure.
I might run through a sprinkler.
There you go.
That's my water park extent.
That will count. Yep. That counts. Well, awesome. We're going to do birthdays in a minute. And I do want to remind folks that we do have a webinar today at 12 at lunch. It is free. And how to create and maintain your company blog in 30 days. Free webinar today, July 28th at noon with Phil Tucker with Be Famous Media. So if you are interested in that, go to our website. You can also go to Phil Tucker, it's actually MrPhilTucker.com. And sign up also on our Facebook, Bedford Area Chamber. So look for that. And, you know, obviously a lot of businesses can expand with their marketing and do a blog. And it's important. You can get your information out there and get more business. And people are always interested in what's going on. And, you know, you can really flavor that up. So I encourage you guys to do the free webinar today. And then, of course, we're working with the SBDC with our 9-week program for Bedford Game Plan, your business game plan. And you don't have to have a business in Bedford to join. Actually, there's a lot of businesses that are in the surrounding area that are participating with the program. And that starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. So it is a 9-week program. And if you are interested and your business wants to get back to thriving again after this pandemic, we encourage you to do this program, which is free. Again, another free program that the government funding is coming, helping with that. So certainly sign up on our website, bedfordareachamber.com. You can go to the SBDC website in Lynchburg and sign up. But we look forward to bringing you such a wonderful program that will cover everything from financial assistance to maybe even restarting with your business plan, you know, reworking that after everything that's happened, finding out what's working. You're going to start with your SWOT analysis and then go from there. And you're actually going to have consultants and people help you throughout. So looking forward to great things coming from that. And if you don't have time to go, and maybe you can send a manager or someone in your place that can bring back the information, please do that. But it is in the evening, so we're trying to offer that program so that it is conducive with your work schedule, and you can come on at 6, and it's a 2-hour program. So look forward to signing up and gaining all that great information. So, all right, we're going to pivot and go to birthdays. Birthdays today. So the only person that I recognized due to my age is Lori Laughlin, who I know has a little bit of controversy there. And speaking of that, today we're going to be talking about colleges. So interesting.
It's a good tie-in.
Yes.
Good job, Wendy.
Right. Fun facts. Yeah. But no, we're excited. I want to introduce 2 of our guests. They are so wonderful. And this program, I'm just so excited. I don't even know where to start, but let's introduce them first. So I have Dr. Jason Ferguson here with us today and Scott Pleasance, who both are instrumental. They are just doing such a great job. And with the CTE Academy at CVCC in Lynchburg, that's a lot to say. It's a mouthful. But I want to introduce Dr. Jason Ferguson first. He is from Amherst County native. We will not hold that against him. He's had a passion for serving others, which is such a wonderful thing. And he is amazing. Where he went to high school, became an EMT, joined the local volunteer rescue squad. And after graduating, he briefly attended CVCC before co-founding a business that specialized in public safety and home health supplies. Then he became a silent partner with the company to begin a career in law enforcement, then later became one of the first paid paramedics in Amherst County. Then he went on, he was interested in teaching and it led him to become faculty at CVCC. So he has really reinvented himself. This man knows everything about everything. He served as a public safety programs head at CVCC from 2006 to 2020. When he accepted the position as interim associate vice president of Professional and Career Studies. Then he went on for a role for a permanent basis in July 2020, so just recently. With his background and expertise, implementing career programs into the academic setting made him a natural fit for the position that he's in now. And he's known as a collaborator and innovator in his approach to problem solving. He also holds an associate's degree in emergency medical services paramedic. He's a Bachelor of Science in Business with an emphasis in public administration and a master's degree in nonprofit leadership and a doctorate in education. This man is educated up. He is coming to talk to you. He can talk to you about anything, which is so great that he's with this program. His research interests include leadership and how to motivate others and problem solving in the workforce, which I'll be talking to him later after the show. And Jason remains active on several boards and committees, as well as serving the governor's state EMS advisory board. Welcome, Dr. Jason Ferguson.
Thank you. Thanks for having us today.
I am so excited about the CTE Academy, and we are going to dive right in just a minute. I do want to go ahead and introduce Scott Pleasance, and he has an area of expertise is technology and commercialization, entrepreneurship. He's a people connector, angel funding, emergent technologies, 3D printing technology, oh my goodness, and so much more, immersive technologies. Scott is a strategic innovator advisor for Innovative Lynchburg and a CEO of DMG Today, technology solutions company focusing on helping organizations to see the world possible. He began his career with the influence of his parents and teachers when he was introduced to Apple II Plus. He saw the computer as a way for helping others and began his first company at age 14. This man is impressive. Throughout his career, he has lived by a simple idea that he could achieve anything in his life as long as he was helping others get what they want first. Whether it's starting from a napkin or helping existing companies find new verticals with existing products, Scott's passion for technology is contagious and has triggered many requests from business leaders and entrepreneurs to help them establish their technology and corporate culture. His innovative, energetic style helps organizations to unleash their creativity and not just to see things as they are today, but rather as what they will become or can become. By this, another idea was born, helping companies to start up to see their communities as an opportunity to impact lives. The concept is simple. When we are engaged, we can solve some of the world's most pressing problems through our innovative thinking as business leaders and entrepreneurs. Wow. I'm telling you what, we have got the best of the best. And Scott holds a bachelor's in science degree in interculture studies and a master's in science technology commercialization from Northeastern University, and is distinguished U.S. Army veteran. And outside of work, he enjoys spending time with his wife, Wendy, and their daughter, Emma. Welcome, Scott. Wow.
Thanks for having us.
I'm telling you what, we have the right people in the right place at the right time, may I say. 2021. We certainly need this program. So let's just dive right in and talk about what you guys are doing. What is CTE Academy? And let's start with Dr. Jason.
So the CTE Academy, CTE is Career and Technical Education. So basically anything that gets you a job, right? So for those that aren't looking to transfer to like a 4-year school, maybe they want to do it later on. All of these CTE programs typically lead to industry credentials and get them straight out into the workforce. And Wendy, I should mention too, we do have a third amigo, which is Jason Clark, and he's our coordinator of CTE initiatives. And so CTE Academy, originally the concept really started with our president, Dr. Capps, and some of the superintendents in the area, where they sat down and they talked about this need. And we have a high school, a K through 12 component to this. And that's the big focus for him, is he's coordinating a lot of that dual enrollment to get those high school students in, so we can get these folks in early.
Yes, and it's so imperative, for so many different careers, that we have this right here in our area at our fingertips. So how does it serve the business community, the Academy, and how do people get enrolled? Let's just really talk about everything.
Sure. So I think it's important to understand that the Academy, this has been a concept that's been discussed for a couple of years now, but really we received a Go Virginia grant back in December, and we were able to hire these two coordinators, Scott and Jason, earlier this year. They've only been on board with us for a couple months, and we're really starting now to put everything together, put it into action. And the reason I bring that up is because I know some of the businesses out there are saying, well, we're just now learning about it. And that's why. So we'll implement the Academy this fall. So really, in about a month, a little less than a month, these programs will start up, and they cover a wide range of different types of programs, such as advanced manufacturing, healthcare, IT, any kind of high demand area. And so with these businesses, we really need to get the word out there and to partner more, right? We need businesses to kind of tell us more of what they're looking for and what they need, and to help guide us. We'll be having a stakeholders meeting in the next month or so, information session, and getting information to these businesses and other stakeholders, because we really want to create, some more advisory committees, a steering committee to help really push this forward as we go. And for the individual, it's a great opportunity because it's providing the education, it's providing the certifications and licensures. And right now is a great time because we have tons of funding for these individuals to come out and get enrolled.
Yes, and we're going to get to that in just a minute too. I want to talk about the G3 and initiative and what that provides. So, Scott, welcome. I want to talk to you about, the assistance and the tuition assistance, and let's just talk about that but also you're covering manufacturing, trades, healthcare, IT, public safety, all of these categories. So talk to us a little bit about what you offer and all the components.
So when you look at just the landscape of the way the 21st century workforce has changed, today we're starting to see basically an aging workforce that can't leave because we're not seeing an influx of younger talent moving into these companies. So when you talk about additive manufacturing or just what we would consider the dirty jobs, there are people into their 70s and some even into their 80s that are still welding today just simply because they can't find the workforce talent. And so the thing that's really amazing about all the programs that are coming together is you have your set of traditional basically programs, but then I call it the new 21st century dirty jobs, and that's when you start to bring in IT, cybersecurity. And when you start to really look at the landscape and the talent that is needed in those areas, basically the state of Virginia said, look, we're seeing a deficit not only in the state of Virginia, but across the country in these areas. And how can we reclaim some of these jobs again? And so one of the things that we are doing, we've been awarded the G3 program, which is an amazing program. So just to put it in a nutshell, if you are an individual and you make less than $50,000, and if you're married and you make less than $100,000, you can come through these programs tuition free. And those are found on our website at cte.centralvirginia.edu. And it covers everything that you need to know to get signed up quickly and easily. And so if you're looking for the funding options, as Jason had just talked about, there are other options that are available that are not just G3 focused. So whether it's through workforce, getting credentialed, and credentialing is something that is very needed today because regardless of your profession, those credentials actually lead to promotions, but also it helps to advance a workforce that is existing today. So we're partnering with organizations that are in our communities, as well as trying to attract bigger entities that are outside of our region. And so it's a great opportunity for people to get skilled, get a job, and then get ahead.
Yes. And, speak to that. There are so many jobs, certain jobs that are going away because of the workforce is depleting. Let's talk about some of those. I know one is the building industry for construction.
Well, it's really kind of funny that you say that, because everybody looks going down 460, they look at Liberty University and they're just seeing an explosion there. Liberty is just a good example of how they've been able to just pull together a lot of our contractors in the region. But more than that, though, our contractors such as Moore, Southern Air, Maddox, Woolridge, these guys are doing work well beyond our region. And so one of the things that we're finding is that while there may be a perception that there's not a lot going on in those areas, there really is. And the thing is what we're trying to do now is help our businesses market who they are. Just like we were talking yesterday at the Lynchburg Regional Business Alliance, a lot of times people just don't know what we have in our communities. And we need to do a better job of making people more aware of the opportunities that are in these verticals. Because when you do that, it also opens up new doors for possibilities within our K through 12. And again, that's where we have to start, is we have to start early, because a lot of times we've been conditioned to look at college as the only way to get gainful employment. But a very good friend of mine who is in roofing, he makes more money than probably me, you, and Jason combined. And he dropped out of college. And I'm not advocating that. I'm just saying there are options out there for basically building a new career.
Sure. And, I've read some articles about the average age in these careers. And so I think that's where people are getting to realize that some of these careers are in jeopardy. And so we've got to get the word out that they will go away. And of course, there will be higher paying jobs, as you said, because there will be fewer people in those career fields. And construction is one of them. I think the average age was like in the 50s. So we need to keep building that and making sure that our workforce is not depleted in certain areas. And you guys are doing a great job in promoting that and having this CTE Academy available. And like I say, it's so exciting, and it's really getting to where it's going to just kick off and people are going to find out about it and really learn about how they can go for free. Let's talk about that. The different ways that people can sign up and get into the programs. Which either one of you like to speak on that?
So there's so many funding opportunities. We have, with credit or through our credentialing programs through our workforce solutions area, we have, typical federal financial aid like FAFSA, if it's a credit academic program. But we also have so many more different types of grants and scholarships, whether, for Bedford residents, they qualify for tobacco funding, which is a means for both sides to be funded. We have scholarships, at CVCC through our education foundation. There's funding obviously for veterans. There's funding for, there's a Virginia Ready incentive program for a scholarship for our workforce programs. There's a program called the Workforce Credentials Grant for our Fast Forward programs. These programs are typically anywhere from a couple days to weeks to months, and Virginia pays 2/3 of the tuition if the individual successfully completes the program and becomes credentialed. There's other types of assistance for maybe the underserved populations and things to that nature as well. And then, of course, our big funding, the new funding, right? The one everybody's talking about is this G3, which stands for get a job, get a skill, and get ahead. So that is for those high demand areas, the ones that you mentioned, and it could be the manufacturing, IT, public safety. There's just so many different programs that funding will cover. And like Scott kind of alluded to earlier, that leads to, in essence, free tuition. And on the academic side for the credit programs, there's different types of funding with that. So it'll cover the tuition, maybe that federal aid will not cover. It also helps with textbooks if needed. And there's also a stipend involved there as well. So, but it also covers those fast forward programs like I talked about, where the students typically with a fast forward program, everything's already included. So testing fees, textbooks, all the materials are included. But if there's anything left over there, maybe for that other third for what I talked about with the WCG funding, it'll help to cover that as well. So right now, there are more funding opportunities. I've been at CVCC for about 16 years, and there are more funding opportunities now for students than there have been since I've been employed there.
That's wonderful, because that is so needed right now. And, if for people that are wanting to land that perfect job, it's not easy. Making that career shift requires, either fine tuning or learning new skills. And this is a great program to do that. And so the CTE Academy can help anyone to really get to that next great career and in a wonderful job that pays higher wages even. And so you guys, when they come to you, the students, and maybe they're in dual enrollment, how can this work together?
So with our dual enrollment program, we've had dual enrollment for several years. And what we found that some of the school systems were using it more than others. And a lot of the school systems, they have great CTE programs in the schools, right? But how do you expand those opportunities? Instead of each school division creating their own programs, why not have a centralized location? So that's where the CTE Academy, the concept first came from, which of course expanded to, adults and graduates and everyone else now as well. But that dual enrollment component, basically, Jason Clark works with each of the school divisions. He works with our career coaches, works with the counselors. We identify the students. We get them enrolled in classes. So right now for this fall, those students typically will come between 8 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. CVCC has a STEM Academy on campus. We're the only community college that actually has the STEM Academy on our campus. So the STEM bus is already running those hours. So we intentionally set those hours for the CTE Academy so that it doesn't put additional burdens on the school system. So if someone needs transportation, they have that transportation. We get them enrolled in those programs, and just provides that opportunity for them to get these credentials, get these skills in the morning, and they can go back to their home schools and continue with any high school requirements that they may have for the day.
That is so wonderful. And what an opportunity right here in Central Virginia to serve our entire community, all of Bedford. It's just really not far at all. Of course, we have our Bedford campus as well, but this is a program on the campus, like you said, in Lynchburg that people can take advantage of at any age. So whether they're high school and they're doing the dual enrollment, or if you're wanting to get into a new career, this is going to serve you. And I am thrilled to help get the word out with the chamber and then to our businesses and make sure that we're all working together to make sure that our workforce is sustainable and we continue with all the businesses that serve this whole Central Virginia. And we thank you for coming on today and talking about it. We want to hear more, and we'll look forward to having you back on as the program gets started and really implemented and making sure that everyone is aware of what you have to offer.